Okay, hello and welcome everybody. My name is Renee Varnador and you are in the middle of Soul Portal Journeys, which we bring to you live on YouTube every Monday at 1 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. And we're dealing with healing of intense energies for June. So my friend Carrie here and a couple other people that will hopefully be joining us all get, they're all subscribers and they get the Zoom link for the month. So if you want to join us next time, then, just subscribe to the list. I'm going to put, after this is over, I'm going to put some links at the bottom so that you could subscribe to the newsletter, get the Zoom links, join us here, join us live. But if you comment on YouTube on the sidebar during this, I will give you a message. And there's a couple people that are having issues with that. And so I just decided to just say, hey, you know what? They're going to watch this eventually. I'm just going to give them a reading. So you guys know who you are. Okay, so we are doing good. What we always do to start is we bring in the archangels to help us. So we've got 7 archangels that are going to be, we're going to sing them in. And I'm going to share right now what's happening right now in this class is that we are going to give a mini reading for soul portals. And these are the different aspects that we're going to be talking about a little later. But this is the song to actually bring in these 7 archangels. And Marissa's with us. Hello, Marissa. Good to see you. You're just in time to sing in the archangels with us. So we're going to start with the east, which I have to turn my back to you guys. So we're going to go east, south, west, north, below, above, within. So here we go. Spirits of the east and inspiration, Archangel Raphael, please come. Spirits of the south, fiery creative spirit, Archangel Michael, please come. Spirits of the west, watering spirit, Archangel Gabriel, please come. Spirits of the north, earth-clearing spirit, Archangel Uriel, please come. Spirits of the Lord, Mother of potentiality, Archangel Sandalphon, please come. Spirits of above, for the sky perspective change, Archangel Raziel, please come. Spirits of within, heart space gives, Archangel Hanael, please come. Okay, so stay standing. We are now going to clear the chakras with the harmonium. We're just doing 7 here. If you've been in a class with me, you know that I do 12. But right now we're just doing the basic 7, starting with Lam, Bam, Ram, Yam, Ham, Om, and Om. So here we go. Lam. Okay, so notice how you feel after clearing your chakras. We do it. I always feel more vibrational energy, which is good because since we are vibrational energy, we want to vibrate at the highest frequency possible. If you want to come early, if you want to be a subscriber to my newsletter, and get the Zoom channel and jump in early. We tell God stories just before we start. So that's something that you can do if you're a subscriber and you come early. And there's my friend Bunny. How are you, Bunny? We just sang in the archangels and we just cleared the chakras and we're about to talk about what in the heck is the soul portal map. So welcome to you. Good to see you.
And with apologies,
no
I'm
problem. No worries. No worries.
And I apologize doubly because I actually have to leave at 1:30.
Okay. Yeah,
and
yeah, I heard that.
I apologize for that. But if I disappear, it's not personal.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah. Oh, good. Okay. So Una is watching today. So she is going to get a card. So everybody that's I see on Zoom or anybody that makes a comment on the site, say it can happen. Una did it. She's a subscriber. Maybe that helps. Maybe you should hit the little red button if you want to comment. But off to the side, there are the little chats. So Una's going to get a card. But Carrie was the first one here. So what's going to happen is I'm going to explain a little bit about what the soul portal map is, and then I'm going to pull a card from the soul portal card deck that I created based on my spiritual insights. So here we go. We could be at different places at different times. We could be at different times of our lives. Sometimes we go through a really intense 2.5 years transit, astrological transit, and we're stuck in one of these for years. Or sometimes we could just be like following the moon and just running around with the moon, and which means that we change every 2.5 days. So it can be just, it's pretty wild. It's like, who is influencing my chart right now? Whose energy am I connecting with? So there's my Lupe. Hi, Lupe. Good to see you. And if you can talk, you can unmute, but yeah, I'm not going to force you to talk if you don't want to, if you're okay. So here we go.
I got my teeth in, and it doesn't hurt.
They look great. She just got new implants, and so she's been like, oh my gosh. So we didn't see her last week, but that's okay. You're good now. You're good to go now. Okay, so I want to explain, where did these 7 come from? And basically, I've studied the Hinduism for a long time and read the Vedas, which are the ancient Hindu scripture. And in the Vedas, we talk about the create, sustain, and destroy cycle. I made a kind of friendlier name for that one, but it's really destroy. But I call it clearing because it just sounds like, oh yeah, I can do that. So it's just like create. We have Lord Brahma, who went to Saraswati and said, oh man, I'm supposed to create the material universe and I don't know how to do that. So Saraswati, the muse of music, said, oh, I'll help you out with that. So we've got God and goddess pair working on the create cycle, working on the sustain cycle. We have Vishnu and Lakshmi. A lot of people love Lakshmi because she's the goddess of abundance, but it's not just the goddess of abundance of money. It's also the goddess of abundance of love, abundance of joy, abundance of peace. And then we've got in the destroy cycle, we've got Shiva and Parvati. So, and we've got, thank goodness there's Parvati there with the Shiva to kind of temper what's going on with that, which is, I always like to call in the female energies and the male energies together. That way I don't get whacked in the destroy cycle. It's more of a clearing. So we've got, so I studied those, okay. And then I had a teacher who also added the word void because she, got familiar with some Buddhist concepts of going into stillness and going into, quiet and just rest. And so I started calling that potentiality because that's friendlier than saying, oh, I'm in a depression. So a lot of times we can get stuck with our, these are getting a bad rap in our culture, the clearing cycle and the potentiality cycle. But you know what? It's just life, and we just keep moving through it. And the more we clear, the faster we move through the icky parts. And pretty soon they don't become icky parts. Pretty soon you're just like, oh yeah, there's a pandemic. I can kick it at home. There's some people that actually said that. So it's interesting. So there's all these different cycles. These over here on the side are, should have said that first. They're synonyms for each one of these. So if you don't know what I mean by perspective change, I just mean that this, like that aha awakening realization of being able to look at something differently. And then I always think that inspiration precedes creativity, because if you're not inspired, then what you're creating is just like, okay, whatever. And so I like to get soulful inspiration before I bother to create anything, because I've created a lot of stuff that I didn't have soulful inspiration for. I just thought it was a waste of my time. So I just like to keep moving with the soul and creating based on my soulful inspiration. So let's move on. So what is perspective change? That's the first one. And you notice here I've got a picture of the moon, but it's a crescent moon. And I know it's a crescent moon because if you hold up your right hand in the northern hemisphere, you're going to feel the moon is going to be able to fit right in your hand. So you know that it's a crescent moon. So you're really, the moon is always full. Okay. Our lives we have everything we need always, all the time, and we are whole and complete. However, it doesn't always look that way. Sometimes it looks like this as we're moving through new things and we're able to grow and expand more and more and more. So we can go through phases just like the moon does change. The moon phases are just Earth's perspective. That moon is always there, and it's always whole, and it's not a flat circle, it's 60 degrees. So when we have a perspective change, something like we might have a little tiny shift that says, what am I not seeing here? I'm not seeing something about this thing that I'm really stubborn and have a lot of opinions about, that it's wrong and bad, and maybe there's something I'm not seeing in this. So we're willing to open up and have a perspective change about something so that we can move into more and more spaces of forgiveness within us, more and more spaces of love. So that's perspective change. And here we go with inspiration. I love inspiration, and inspiration can come in small, delicate drops of inspiration that are just like, have a nice little meditation with a drop of inspiration, and it just feels so good. And you go about your day, and then you take action on the one little drop of inspiration. And my students love it when I only give them one drop of inspiration, because a lot of times I get accused of trying to give them too many drops, running down so fast and so far. So I try, I really do. I try to give one drop of inspiration per class. So here we go. So here's the drops of inspiration, and they're just, a lot of people say, oh, I get downloads, or oh, I channel, or oh, I do this, or oh, I do that, and I just say, okay, in the middle of the night at 4 a.m. I get inspiration, and I move forward with the ones that I really feel alive and make me feel, oh wow, this is something I've been asking for, I've been waiting to receive it. Because all of these we have to make ourselves ready for receiving. And a lot of the way that we make ourselves ready to receive inspiration is by asking. Who do we ask? Well, we could ask any of the 7 archangels that we just called in. We could ask Mary Magdalene. We could ask any other spiritual figures. We could ask Saraswati if we want to sing. So here we go. So the next we've got creativity. And I've got, this is like amazing, because this is like the cathedral arches that a lot of architects did back in the day, when they were really, really creating sacred spaces. And when you walk into cathedrals in France, you just know you're in it. You are in divine presence immediately. And all of these arches help create that feeling. Plus the fact that a lot of people go there and have experiences in that place. So it kind of helps tether the energy. So that's human creativity, helping each other, and creating things that are amazing. And then here's sustaining. And sustaining, we can see sustaining in life. We can see this big line through this leaf. We can see the water and nourishment drawn up from the earth and the roots, and the water moving through the leaf and the veins. And we look at, what happens to leaves, and we look at our own lives, and we realize that, oh yeah, if I'm really aware of my feet being on the ground and really pulling up that energy from the earth, and that will sustain me in a powerful way. The same thing is like being aware of the energy from above coming down and moving through you as you, so that we can continually find ourselves sustaining by actually connecting to our breath. Because sometimes if our breath gets too shallow, and we just need to take an intentional breath and just be more aware of centering ourselves in our body. And that sustains us. That gives us the energy that we need to keep moving forward when we've got clearing that arises. So if we get triggered by stuff, by things people say, by relationships, by things happening in the news, then we know that we've got clearing to do. If I find myself going, oh my gosh, those people, I can't believe, how do they live? They believe that nonsense? Oh my gosh. And I realize, okay, I have to look at myself, and I have to say, okay, I'm pointing out their lack of integrity. I'm pointing out their, ignorance. So I have to say, okay, where do I lack integrity? Where am I ignorant? Now, I have no way of knowing where I am ignorant. So thank goodness I have things like soul portal cards and angels that are ready to tell me what I need to see that I'm not seeing. So here we go. So this is a lot of healing. This is a lot of breath work. We're going to have an amazing, playful, wonderful person that some of you know, Fawn Sherratt, who is going to do some playful breathing exercises with us next week. So that'll be exciting. So we'll do some clearing. We're going to do some amazing stuff with clearing. And then after the clearing, after the fire, after you walk through the fire, thank goodness there's a gift. So a lot of times you go through the fire and it just looks like lava rock, but there are diamonds there to be found. There is gold there to be found. There is flight, soaring. You find your wings. A lot of times people find feathers and know that it's a gift from a loved one saying, hi, I'm still here. I may have crossed over, but I'm still here. And then we have potentiality, which is the last one. And it's got the word potential in it. And it's just the idea that if we plant a seed within us, if we get an inspiration and plant a seed within us and water that seed every day, then there is no limit to the things that can grow within us, because we're not just a body. We're not just limited we don't have just five senses. In school, that's all they taught. They taught our bodies that we have five senses, and they taught all of these physical world things, which are very practical if you want to, walk around in the world, you want to know what time it is to meet somebody. But there's a heck of a lot more going on than that. So we're in potentiality. And so here we go. Those are the 7 points. And we're going to do a mini reading for each person. I'm going to pull this back a little bit. Anybody have a question before I start in on the readings? If you have a question, unmute. Okay. Carrie.
Are you going to switch the screens so we can see the card?
Oh, thank you. Okay, so I'm going to stop sharing. Thank you. Okay, so Carrie gets the first card. So I'm going to shuffle this one more. I get this. I touch the cards, going, is this the card? Is this the right card? Is this the top card? Is this? They're like, no. Okay, here we go. All right, is this the card? No. Okay, now we're good. Okay, Carrie. Oh my gosh, you got this card.
Oh,
what do you think is going on now? Carrie knows her intuition. So when I ask Carrie what's going on with this card, she just immediately can pop right into her intuition because she's had a lot of practice, years and decades of practice. So what's going on in this card, Carrie?
I really think it's a line. I think the moon is really delineating things for us lately. And it's actually, physically giving us a line on the water there. But I think in our lives, the different moon cycles, whether it's a full moon or a new moon, lately it's been giving us more reason for a decision. It's giving us a clearer picture of what's going on, and giving us a chance to really make some clear decisions about things. So I think that's a line of delineation.
Beautiful. Good. That's a great place to be. We just came off of a full moon, and the question we always ask during a full moon is what is being illuminated. And so Carrie has been doing the good work of the full moon, and she's figured out what's being illuminated for her, and she's figuring out her next steps. And she's now the moon's at the point of we're asking it, okay, what am I ready to release to the world? And Carrie's getting some clear enough delineation now to be able to move forward with something. So that's awesome. That is awesome. So I'm really happy for Carrie here, getting some clarity on her journey, on her exciting journey, because she's in the middle of this wonderful potentiality. There are so many ways that she could go, and then she gets to decide the one that she's the most passionate about. So that's the full moon, and this full moon picture was taken at the beginning of dawn at a vernal equinox a couple of years ago. So this is a very, very special. I took that picture of my front yard, so this is a very special picture of the moon. It's not just, some of these I got off of Canva, but some of them I took. Okay, now the next person we have who is here is Marissa. So Marissa, what do you think is going on in this card?
Wow, I've never seen a card that looks like that. The first thing that comes to mind is it's the same person.
Ooh, interesting.
And that, in a sense, there's an old part of me that is dying. But obviously I'm not gonna die or anything. I think it's just something of old that maybe I've been releasing and letting go of, and then saying goodbye to it. That's the first thing that comes to mind. I mean, that's just, wow, that's a really interesting card.
Yeah, that's great. I love your interpretation, Marissa, because I've never heard that before, and I like it for you.
And the covering over her hair, that for me signifies purity of the thoughts, or
Mhm.
protecting your thoughts, protecting, or my thoughts,
Mhm.
protecting my
Okay.
thoughts. Wow. That, yeah.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So you're seeing this as your new self, and this as the old self that's falling away.
Yeah. I mean, now that I think my brain is starting to like think consciously. And,
Okay. Yeah. Tell your brain to go back on vacation because you were brilliant. Okay. It's like,
so I don't want my
get the brain out of here.
yeah,
Okay.
my normal thoughts to get in start analyzing it too
Yeah,
much.
yeah, I know. I asked you bad questions. I made you start analyzing. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Oh,
so that's just fascinating. I'm not even going to tell you what I usually think of this card because I like your interpretation for you.
okay.
So,
But yeah, it's really interesting. I'm very drawn to the card like that.
okay, well, I will tell you that in medieval times they did have a lot of cards with swords going through people that are up and walking around.
Yeah, it's I don't know, the word sacrifice comes to mind.
Mhm.
It's just it's interesting that it's in her neck.
Yeah, why do you think it's in her neck?
It's in her neck.
Mhm.
What's it speaking? Maybe
Mhm.
my
Okay.
voice. Maybe
Okay.
maybe I need to take that sword out so that I can speak more
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
use my words. It could be kind
Yeah.
of, yeah.
Yeah, I'm ready to listen to more of what you have to say. So yeah, the more you can speak up, the more you
Yeah,
can tell
maybe the
everyone.
more I see the book in front of me, the more I study, the more I learn, the more,
Mhm.
I'll be able to speak out,
Right.
to protect my thoughts and protect
Mhm.
myself. It's like another part of me is, clearing and protecting myself.
Good. Yeah. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah, it's interesting. It's all real interesting, all the different
Yeah.
things that can come to you in a card. And Bonnie said she had to go, so I should have given her a card before she
Yeah.
left. Oh, darn. Okay. All right. Anyway, I'll see her later. So yeah, so this is good card for Marissa. And let's see, next we have Lupe with right here. Oh, Lupe, look what card you got today. What do you think it means? Okay, you're still muted, Lupe. There you go.
It's a waterfall, so I don't know, it's a time for cleansing.
Beautiful. Okay.
I don't know, it doesn't, I feel like I am getting rid of stuff right now, so maybe that's just telling me, yeah, you're doing it. I'm getting rid of stuff. And
Mhm.
I keep asking myself, more and more,
Yeah.
and feeling like I'm definitely not the sword in the throat.
Okay, that's good. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's a good feeling. It's a clean, refreshing feeling. I could see myself right under there.
Yeah. Okay, beautiful. Yeah, I do feel that more and more is flowing to you, and that you are able to, you have the capacity to hold more of the beautiful, loving flow
And it's
than
flowing,
you.
it's flowing, it's flowing forcefully, or it's
Mhm.
really coming to me, coming down.
Yeah, yeah, it's not like little trickle. It's like, okay, no, I can hear it. I can get it. I can get it. Okay, I get it. So you've got this whole rush of love coming at you.
All right.
You never know.
I like that.
Okay. So that's Lupe's card. And now we've got Una over here. If there's anybody else watching us on YouTube, speak now, say hi in the comments, and I can give you a card reading. So this is Una's card. Oh, Una, look what card you got. I wanted to hold it up this way. Okay, I could also hold it up this way. So we've got, if you looked at the whole thing, you would see a circle, a yin and yang circle with the brain and the heart, the yang and the yin. And so there's all of this powerful brain in the heart. And then so we've got our more logical, linear frontal cortex brain here. And then the heart has got all of this wisdom and compassion and this intuition and a lot of things that have been suppressed that we never really learned, and we have to learn on our own. This isn't a lot of this heart wisdom got overshadowed by the more linear education system that a lot of us grew up in. So, so I'm really seeing this heart as very full. And because I wanted to read it like this way for you, Una, I'm seeing that you are really taking care of your heart, that you've really been taking care of the heart wisdom, and you've been moving forward and bringing through that divine feminine energy, and being able to learn how to do that and move that, and not just rely solely on. And it's good that we need both. We need a balance, but this is the one that our world needs so bad, because we just, we have been suppressing it for so long. So this is good. Thank you. So yeah, Una is calling it perfect balancing of mind and heart. Yeah. And she's saying reason and intuition. Yep. So both of those are true. So we've got, that's what's going on for Una right now. Now I'm going to make an assumption that Diane, who tried to get on last week but couldn't, is actually there and needs a card. And so this would be her card. And this is a card that we've been looking at. We're in an old house that's falling down. Okay, it's crumbling. It's pretty old. It's amazing what salt water does to structures. They really dissolve quick. And there's the sea right there, and you can open the door and look at it, or you can really step into courage and just step on out into a new life. Okay, you can be at the sea, you can step in, you can be on the sand, you can have your feet in the water. Okay, and so you can leave the old house behind, the old crumbling, dissolving house behind, and move out into the vision that you see, and you can move as fast or as slow as you want, moving out the door and out through past the sand and into the sea. You can move as slow or as quickly as you want, but I see that as something that's happening. I mean, this is like a lot of us were in this like COVID house, and we got tired of our house, and yeah, my husband and I are moving. We must have gotten tired of the house, right? So so this is Diane's card, and I am not seeing, Una also is saying that the labyrinth walks have been transformative, so that's good. Yeah, awesome. We'll have to hear more about that when we hear from her later. Okay, so Bonnie was here, so I'm going to read a card for Bonnie. So here's the two bridges for Bonnie. You can take the walking bridge. This is the bridge to walk across the little river and get to the other side, or you can take the bridge for the cars. The well constructed, well engineered solid road for the cars. And you can get across the bridge this way, the well-engineered road, or you can get across this way with the little stones that have been put up there hundreds of years ago, kind of whimsically. So you can go across whimsically, or you can go across with solid engineering. But you're going to get to the other side. There's no doubt about that. So there's always two bridges. This is really similar to, not really similar, but it's a little bit similar to this card in that there's a balance of left brain, right brain. Here we've got, the right brain bridge and the left brain bridge, and both of them work. So here we go. Okay, any questions about the cards we pulled? I think we only have 6. So, and my cat's not asking for a card today, so I'm gonna get a card. So here we go. Oh, wow. Okay, so I got the Pleiades card, and so these are the 7 sisters, the 7 muses, and so this is very, very interesting. We had the Pleiades were really, really close to Earth in May, and in July and August, we're going to have Ceres really close as stars that are really close. And so I'm going to talk about that a little more when we talk about what the astrology coming up is. But right now, we're going to try to put these 7 cards we pulled onto the soul portal map. So let's go back to the soul portal map and see, okay, what card goes where and where do we start? Anybody have any ideas about where their card should go? Let's see. I think, Carrie, what do you got?
You had mentioned potentiality for that card, and I think that one's right. Potentiality for the moon one.
Potentiality for which one?
For the moon.
For the moon. Okay, so we've got some potentiality. We're going for the moon. Okay, so I've got, oh, my cat showed up too late. Okay, so we've got potentiality for the moon. Okay, anybody else have an idea of where their card belongs on the soul portal map? Lupe, you got an idea? No? Okay. I'm going to put, let's see, since Una was talking about how she's had a lot of transformations, I'm going to put this one in clearing because she's had a lot of transformations and she's processing a lot of stuff. And through the act of processing, and she's using the labyrinth to help her clear and process and arrive at transformation. So I'm going to put the balance, yin yang, brain heart one under clearing. Does that make sense, everybody?
Mm-hmm.
All right, my card, I'm going to put in inspiration since I have, the stars and the planets are functioning as my inspiration right now. So we'll put them up there. The bridges, let's see, this one where we're coming into, we've got a perspective change happening. Marissa's nodding that this is good. So we're moving from she's moving from seeing herself here to seeing herself here with more protected. So we've got a perspective change going on for that card. We've got, yes,
would mine be gifts? Because I was saying that the water is coming down and I'm getting a lot of
okay,
love or whatever.
okay. So we'll put the waterfall under gifts because you're getting a lot of love flowing in. So we've got this card for we've got sustaining and creativity left, and we've got the bridges and the open doorway left. So which one's which? What do you guys think? Anybody have an idea? I'm going to put this one as creativity because it's talking about more than one thing. And a lot of times when we put two things together, all of it, that's when your creativity really jumps out. And it's like the playful creativity, and then the creativity that's more linear based, which means that this one gets to be sustaining. So we have things that have been a nice, a nice house that has been sustaining us for a long time, and we can say thank you to it. And also say, but I see that the door is open now for me to venture out. And so we can say thank you to what has previously been sustaining us. We don't have to say, oh, this house is bad and wrong and awful, and or this relationship is bad and awful, or this job is bad and awful. We can say this job used to serve me, but now it feels like it's crumbling, and I'm going to thank it for sustaining me and move forward into what I see coming for me. So that's kind of a different way of seeing that, but we can see this one in the light of sustaining. So we've got our 7 cards here. So now we're going to go around the ring here with each card, and I'm going to, for people that have never seen this before, I'm going to take a picture of this, post it to the Facebook group, and use it as the thumbnail for this YouTube. So if you're watching the replay, just look at the thumbnail picture, on the YouTube, because you will see all of the 7 cards, but there is no picture right now, and it's not posted yet. So, we're kind of going here. We're just kind of going. So where here do we want to start the story? We're starting a story of these 7 cards. For these people that showed up today, anybody got an idea where we should start? Where do we want to start the story?
I think potentiality, we can start at potential.
Okay, let's start at potentiality. So let's go through the story, starting with potentiality. So there have been, for all of us, for this group, an enormous amount of illumination. Okay, so we've had a lot of illuminations. We've been aware, more and more aware of the things that are coming up for us and opportunities that we have to take a look at what's been coming up for us. So we have potentiality to move in a lot of different directions that maybe we weren't totally aware of. But when you're looking beyond just 5 senses, all of a sudden you're tapping into the world that is limitless, the world of the soul. There are no limits, really. What you can make tangible that you see in your soul, just, well, let's see. How great of an artist are you that you can do that? Or how is that going to come through? So here's the potentiality that's happening with this beautiful straight alignment, staying aligned to our soulful self, and considering all parts of ourself as we're moving forward. This is really, really good. So this is where we are with potentiality right now. What is being illuminated is being planned about for creating. We are in the middle of a perspective change. We are changing places. We are changing. We're no longer the victim. We're no longer the one that cannot speak. We are no longer taking in other people's knowledge, and we are starting to protect ourselves and write our own books. So we're not just paying attention to what everybody else says, but we are also paying attention to what is rising within us that relates to the universal issues that we all face and deal with. So we are moving positions, we are moving into the one that is protected, the one that is writing their own book. So that's the perspective change. The inspiration is we have the stars and the planets and the sun and the moon as our inspiration. As we move through and we look at time, we look at time and timing, and we look at forgetfulness and remembrance coming up. About 4 of you are going to be heading into that. This is kind of interesting. I'm ended up right now with everybody that's paying attention right here. It's happy. I'm going to see them all Tuesday night in the Mary Magdalene classes. So I can just, that's why I'm spilling the beans right now about this, this looking at time. And these stars, the Pleiades, were shining like this, like, you know, I don't even know how many years ago, but it's a lot. And we're just seeing that now. So all of this light is just coming to us now. And we're able to see it, perceive it, hold it, contain it, and move forward with it. And so we're not forgetting this knowledge, we're remembering this knowledge that's being held for us. Some people store their knowledge on the way down to Earth in stars, moon, who knows, you know, Venus. So here's creativity. We're all creative. We have a lot of different ways to get where we're going. There are a lot of choices. You don't have to follow one particular way of doing things. One day you might want to be really playful, and another day you might want to take the surer road. One day you might want to take the car to go off across a little tiny bit of land, and other days you may just spend all day walking, you know, 3 feet across the pond. So it's just, we all have our own creative ways of doing it. And, you know, there's no, nobody can tell you, okay, your way is not good because it's not efficient. Nobody can tell you, okay, your way is not good because it's no fun. So we get to choose whether we want to get there fast, or if we want to get there joyfully, if that's the choice, or the choice might be for us completely phrased in a completely different way. But so we have abundance of creativity. We have the ability to co-create with the universe, and however we make our decisions. Okay, we've got sustaining. So we are all stepping out and letting dissolve our old comforts and structures, and we're moving into, we've had to survive in a world, and we have all these survival techniques and tactics, and we're willing to let some of those dissolve as we walk out and embrace a larger world that's not stuck in potentiality, that's not stuck in old patterns and old archetypal patterns, old ways of doing things, old structures. A lot of the old Saturnian structures are dissolving and crumbling. The past is dissolving, and it's good. That's okay. The past, the story that we had about the past is dissolving, and that's even better, because a lot of times we'll hold on to the story of a past that really has no longer viable. I mean, those words are barely hanging in there. And a lot of people are, you know, just really, really upset over past structures crumbling. So we're focused on what is rising as we move through. So that's sustaining. So clearing, as we clear, we become more and more into balance with the heart and the mind, more and more into balance, more and more, we're no longer denying the body, which makes it suppressed, repressed, in pain. We're not paying attention to the body. We're not saying the body is less than and the soul is better. We're not like totally ignorant that we have a soul. So we're kind of even and balanced in that both are important. There's no hierarchy when it comes, there's really no, okay, the heart's better, okay, the brain's better. There really is no hierarchy. There really is no vertical. They're both really important, and it's important to have them, keep them in balance. And so we're clearing, and we're aware of finding that balance. And then the gift What's the gift? Yay! The gift is all of this love pouring down, pouring out of us. We're expanding our love volume. So here we go.
I feel it the most. No.
Lippy, okay, Lippy, maybe you do. I don't know. I'm not going to tell you you're wrong. Well, I don't know. Okay, so we went through the whole cycle. Does anybody want to make a comment on it? Anybody want to, if you want to edit something that I said or add to it, go ahead. I won't have my feelings hurt.
I
Okay.
really like how it all came together to really show us about letting go. And it seems sort of balance of what are we gathering right now and what are we letting go. And it almost seemed every single one of them, there was something about what are we dealing with, what are we letting go, what are we taking on, and then how are we balancing all of that? Where do you make the decision? You know, so it was very interesting.
Okay, good. Yeah, you're right, Carrie. I didn't even think about that, but the whole theme of that was really letting go and making choices in that letting go. Being aware
Got,
of letting go, and that's important too. Okay, Marissa, was that you that wanted?
that's me. I think this ties into also, I'm sure it'll tie into tomorrow's class,
Right.
but last week about ignorance.
Yeah.
And then the weeks before, what we've been learning in class, and the soul coming up and speaking louder. Where am I going with this? The forgiveness part, like Carrie just mentioned as well. I think all of that will help us on this journey of all these, the different cards that we just got, the soul circle or portal. Yeah, we need, for me, I feel like I need that forgiveness for myself for not knowing or for, different things. And then being able to allow this process to move through me and work with that energy and go forward from there.
Beautiful. Yeah, awesome.
I have another Zoom meeting at 2:00. So
Okay.
I've got a few minutes.
Okay.
And then,
Okay, if you have to leave, you have to leave. Thank you for telling.
thank you so much. I really love this, and I can't wait to see you guys tomorrow.
Okay, good to see you. Okay, and Lupe, do you have any comments on the reading we just did?
I had a thought, but I think I lost it, but it was
It's okay.
like,
Okay,
it
it'll
might
come back
to
when it
me.
needs to. Maybe it didn't need to come back yet.
Yeah.
Okay, so it'll come when it needs to. Okay, so we've got this. We're going to take a picture of it later. And what's happening next? Okay, so here's the astrology for June and July. So this is the last day of June. So we've got the astrology for June and July. So today we have a waning gibbous at 84%. So full moon is at 99%. So a waning gibbous at 84%. That's how far away from the full moon we've come. What is ready to release into the world? So if we go into a meditation today, and we want to ask a soul voice meditation, or we want to ask an eye of the heart meditation, and you don't have one, this is a good one. What is ready to release into the world? The moon started its day in Aquarius, and it's ending its day in Pisces. And Pisces is very dreamy and reflective. And when we get in a dreamy, reflective moon, we can I like to spend the day writing when I get a dreamy moon. So whatever it is that you like to do when you get a dreamy moon, like a Pisces moon, go for it. So we've got the Sun and Sirius conjunct. I mentioned that a little bit when I got the Pleiades card. And there is, between July 3rd and the 7th, there is Ceres, the star Ceres is very, very close to the sun. And there's a whole bunch of stories created around Ceres. They had stories in ancient times about Ceres. They have stories about Ceres now. But what is true is that it's powerful, and it's power, if you haven't tapped into the power of Ceres portal yet, this is the best time to really feel it, because it's really strong with the sun really close to Ceres right now. This is so there's a little portal here between the 3rd and the 7th. And one of the things for our purposes, there's different things that people say that it can happen, but it's an opportunity to heighten our intuition. So to make our intuition even stronger, and the stronger our intuition is, the more that we are moving forward, making choices in our life that are soul-based choices. And when we make soul-based choices, we don't have to live in regret and, oh my gosh, and have to forgive ourselves over stuff. So which we all do. But it's an opportunity to heighten our intuition. And if we miss this one, we're going to have another chance. Lionsgate is on 8/8. So we're going to be really close to Ceres a month from now also. But I would take it, this one's 4 days long. I'd take advantage of this one. Our new moon is coming up on July 9th, and it's going to be in the sign of Cancer. We always clear and set a new intention at the moon, and we look back over what our intention was last month to see how it's going, and if we want to adjust that. We're going to move the sun's going to leave the water sign of Cancer. We're in Cancer right now. We're going to be in Leo by the 23rd of July. Same day as the full moon, so it's going to be a powerful full moon because we change signs on that day. Anytime there's big movement like that, we're going to feel it. And the full moon's in the sign of Aquarius, which makes sense because the Aquarius and Leo are opposite each other on the wheel. And we've got two positions that are in opposition at 180 degrees. What you've got is a full moon. So we're always clear and adjust our intention on the full moon. And I was telling you, Carrie and Lupe, you know this woman. Woo-hoo. So she's going to be with us next week. And so the theme for July and August, you're going to be getting a newsletter either tomorrow or Wednesday or Thursday. See how specific it is, but by Thursday you'll have it. Okay, you'll have a new newsletter with a new Zoom link that lasts 2 months for both July and August. The theme of July and August is healing and thriving. So Fawn is a healer. She's amazing. She's done some healings with me. She's absolutely amazing. She does really fun stuff. The title of her workshop is going to be Bring Your Inner Child Out to Play. So, and Fawn is an integrative transformational wellness coach. So that's really cool. So she's integrated, she's transformative, she's healthy, and she can, coach you. So I think that's really great that she put those 4 words together. That's very creative. So, and then I'm doing this on July 10th. My buddy Misha, where's Misha? Misha's right here. This woman's amazing. As you notice, I have a lot of amazing friends, you guys included in that. And here's, she's putting on this retreat. 32 women are going to be giving workshops over a 12-hour period on July 10th. If you know anybody who's a mother of teens and preteens right now, send them to this workshop. They seriously need it. But you're invited also, no matter, if you're my age or whatever. And Una has a probably preteen person in her life. So I hope she comes, but there's a lot of other opportunities these are the themes of the workshops. And my workshop's in Trust Yourself. And there's all these different types of workshops. And so it's going to be a fun, full day. And I'm going to put the registration link under the YouTube, in the YouTube channel link. So that's not there now, but it will be the registration link for this. And it's also going to go in the Soul Portal Journey Sisterhood. So you'll be able to get the registration link for that there too. Okay, so these are the links right there. Let's help me remember to do it. On July 12th, we're going to have Brenda Jensen. She's an intuitive healer. That's going to be exciting. She's going to do the Reiki Way 360, so that'll be really fun. And the rest of July, we're going to be doing Angel Tarot. We're going to be doing mini readings. And if you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel yet, please do, because my channel gets stronger and more. I get more perks as a creator if I have more subscribers. So subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. So Una is saying that her daughter is 8 going on 9. So she's probably not giving you a whole bunch of problems right now, Una, but if you want, please come anyway. But if you know any mothers that are pulling their hair out of preteens or teen children that are just kind of like seriously need a day off because their child's driving them nuts, then tell them about this thing, because it could really transform their life, basically. So anyway, we're ready to sing. These are some exciting more things coming up in August that you'll hear about when you read the newsletter, probably on Thursday. So here we go. We're going to sing. In this circle. Wait, you have a question before we sing, Lupe? No, we're going to sing. Okay, sorry. All right. In this circle of love, in this circle of peace, in this circle of love, in this circle of peace, I feel our unity, love, sweet security. I feel our unity, love, sweet security, in this circle of love, in the circle of peace. Okay, goodbye, everybody, and thank you, thank you, thank you. Beautiful.